Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes episode 213. Al, is that what I just said?
Yeah, you literally just said it like 10 seconds ago before you hit record.
Episode 213. God, we are not running on all cylinders, apparently. Of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is not all here. I feel like this is the Always Sunny episode where it's like the gang is not all here. Liam is in our motherland of Ireland. Al, are you Irish, or how Irish are you? You Irish?
Like 25% Irish.
Okay. All right. So our motherland. We'll call it our motherland.
Yeah.
I mean, my last name's Sullivan, so obviously as like Irish as they come.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, so it is just a solo Mike and Al episode today, which is probably good because we don't need to, wax poetically about the Eagles sealing the division for the Pats.
The Eagles did their job. Thank you, Philadelphia, for doing your job. We gave you a Super Bowl. You gave us this back. Thank you. We'll take it. Exactly. Even though we won one in 2003 against them. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
It's a give and take relationship we have with them. That's what it is.
Purely transactional.
But yeah, so kind of burying the lead. The Patriots Jets game. Patriots obvious. Actually, first before we get into it, Al, how was your Christmas?
It was fine. I mean, it's Mike, you and I were talking about this, and since everything's good, let's just veer off course for a couple minutes here. Christmas, I don't know if you feel this way too. Well, I know how you feel, and we're going to talk about it. But for all the listeners, as you get older, Christmas is great from like a time off standpoint. Like being an educator, right? We have 2 weeks off. It's great. Like I love every second of it. It's been great. Spend time with family. Like, yeah, that part is nice. But like the actual like getting gifts and like going to get gifts and like all that, like again, there's an element. I don't know how you feel about this. Would you rather receive a present from like your family member or give a present to your family member?
God, can I pick like C, none of the above? I don't know. Like getting gifts, like I just don't care anymore about getting gifts.
Right.
Like, I think that's the thing. And like, I've never been a good gift giver anyways. Like my parents, for instance, we got them a flight voucher, $200 flight voucher for them to like come visit because they live up in New Hampshire. I'm obviously in Florida, but like, I don't know. Other than that, like, yeah, I guess I'd rather give them because I don't know. It doesn't feel Christmassy. I don't like care much about gifts,
Yeah, and that's fair too. And it's also like for me, I would much rather give a gift to somebody and see them just like happy and everything than opposed to like you're getting a gift. It's like, oh, you feel like weird about accepting it, but it's like the norm with Christmas and everything. I don't know. Like we've texted about it. It's just maybe because we're getting older, it just doesn't feel as, like 'tis the season. And like I'll get a little dark here for a second. Like this is the first Christmas without my mother who passed away last January. So that was obviously tough. And I'm not trying to, do whatever, but it's the reality of the situation, right? And like there are others that don't have their family members and stuff like that too. But for us, Mike, it's like we work and work like as close to Christmas as possible. And then it's like, oh shit, I gotta go buy gifts. I gotta go get gifts for the in-laws. I gotta get gifts for the fiance or wife in your case. You gotta get it for family members, like all this stuff. And it's like, it feels like it's almost like transactional in a sense. And again, I love the time off for Christmas and what it represents. But as far as getting the gifts and everything, like I'll get gifts. I'm happy to like spoil people, but it's just, I don't know, like there's something missing. Maybe I don't know, maybe I need to have kids eventually to get like that Christmas spirit back. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, I think that's it. Once you get, I don't know, you'll say like around 30, anywhere around there, or just kind of like a little older. I feel like that's really the next step. It's like, because I mean, like, because as an adult, you're not going to ask for toys. You're not really going to ask for like games, whether it's like a PlayStation, Xbox game, whatever, like, because you can just get that on your own. Like, you're really asking, it's more going to be like tickets to something maybe, or like maybe some clothes here and there. But then when you think about getting clothes, like no one ever knows what to get for clothes. So it's like I don't like, for instance, hats. My parents always get me hats, and I have one of the biggest heads ever. So none of the hats they get me ever fit. But I always gotta be like, thank you. They got me one this year, which actually fit. I don't have it up here on my hat wall, but they got me one this year, which fit. But Yeah, I don't know. And I think it's just like this time of year too. I've been talking about it with a few people, and it's like I don't know, Christmas doesn't feel as like Christmassy this year. And I don't think it's just you and I. I think it's
Right.
just like the state of everybody just being stressed out and annoyed and angry and just everything going on like in the world, whether it's like just anything going on. Obviously, you can say politically, but just like whatever's going on, I
Yeah.
think it's just like people aren't like in the Christmas mood. Like I think I don't even remember if I told you, I don't even remember hearing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas that much this holiday
Yeah.
season. Like it's just, I don't know. But like you said, I think once kids kind of get involved, that's when it becomes more of like a cool, we're going to go to the mall. We're going to see Santa. We're going to, go check out Christmas lights. We're going to do all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny to the point about Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. I heard like parts of it maybe this season, but that's not even my favorite Christmas song. My favorite Christmas song now is Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. I don't care.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just it's such a jam. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can belt it out in the car or whatever. It's great. Love it. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's oh man, who knew the 230-year-olds would start off their Patriots podcast talking about their no longer love for Christmas. Like what a sad beginning.
Dude, it's that time of year, and just to the Kelly Clarkson Underneath the Christmas Tree, that's great. Mine is Last Christmas by Wham.
Mm,
That's my one. Love that one.
that's a good one. That's a good
The
one.
the Beach Boys have one too. There's a lot better. Like expand your Christmas song horizons, people. Like don't just limit it to whatever. I know.
Right.
Ariana Grande has one. Santa Tell Me. Throw that in the rotation.
That's a
Just
good
letting
one.
everybody know. Throw it in there. Then obviously Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
That's an all
And
timer.
then
But
and then Bieber's got one too.
mistletoe.
Yeah, Underneath Mistletoe.
Yep.
That's a good one too. I like
Yep,
that one.
it is. It is. I didn't like, and I am notoriously a Grinch. I do not like Christmas. I told you, Christmas brings more people outside of their house. And I don't know if a lot of listeners know this. If you've been listening, you probably do. I'm just not a fan of people in general, being around a bunch of people. So Christmas time, you're all out. And I say you because you know who you are, the annoying people. You're all out, and I don't want to be around you. So that's why a lot of the Christmas shopping, it's Amazon. It's going to the store either early in the morning or I don't know during times where I don't think people are going to be there. But
Right.
yeah, that's
Right.
Christmas
And
though.
that is. All right. And we'll go just off topic again real quick. I'll get this out of the way because we talked about it last week at the very end. So let's just get it
Mhm.
out. So if you listened to the episode last week, and as you've been listening throughout the football season, Mike, Liam, and I are all in the same fantasy football league that I run. Mike and I played in the semifinals last week, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And Mike, I texted you this, so you can't say I didn't. I truly thought, with the way Mike's team was going, that he was going to take it easy. I had Christian McCaffrey, he had Jonathan Taylor, and Mike, you do have to admit this. That matchup between you and I was probably one of the best matchups, at least that I've been a part of. Like
Mhm.
back and forth, you don't know who's going to win. Ultimately, what screwed Mike was when the 49ers played on Monday Night Football against the Colts. Jake Tongus, the backup tight end, had a touchdown with 2 feet in. They called it incomplete, and the 49ers don't challenge it. The next play, Purdy hits McCaffrey for a receiving touchdown, and that ultimately put me over the top and into the finals. So a heartbreaking loss for Mike. How the hell did I win that type of match win for me? But guess what, Mike? The universe balances itself out, right? So for that happening, of course, the championship, I start Jared Goff. He gets me 2 points, and I'm probably going to lose the championship because I started Jared Goff instead of Caleb Williams. So everything balances out at the end.
Dude, the Lions screwed a lot of people between Jared Goff and Jameer Gibbs. I think Jameer
Oh
Gibbs got like
yeah,
3 points or something. Like, yeah, they did not do well. That's the thing with the fantasy football playoffs. They happen obviously during the last few weeks of the regular season, so you never know how teams are going to be. You don't know who's playing for what,
exactly.
who's playing harder. Like coaches are going to coach the games differently. It's just like I don't know, but yeah, for some reason the Niners decided to become like the steel curtain defense and not let Jonathan Taylor go off at all.
I know, which I was
Like it
surprised about.
was. Yeah, yeah. As was I. As was I, Al. I
I
was
know.
just as shocked. Yeah, but you earned, I think it was what, like an 8 point victory. So that was a good one. That was like a back and forth, like you said. Good one. I look forward to the rematch next year.
Yep,
Um,
it'll be good.
and and yeah, we'll go from there. I mean, unfortunately, like you said, I don't think you're gonna win the championship, but you'll be back. You got a nice plucky team, man. You'll be back. You'll be
we'll
back.
we'll see. And then the final thing. We'll get into the Patriots stuff, folks. Don't worry. If you don't like it, just press fast forward. Like Mike does a great
Skip
job of
forward.
segmenting everything. So credit to you, Mike. Um, Next episode, we're gonna let Liam make an announcement to the pod about something potentially big happening for everybody on the pod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mainly for him, but still something very significant.
Yeah, but I feel like we'll be involved somehow. Maybe potentially not, maybe not involved, but like like kind of
I know.
down the line type thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, hopefully,
well,
hopefully it's a good announcement that he comes on the
hopefully,
pod with.
I think it will be, but we'll just for anybody that's wondering, you'll know next week when Liam comes back on because we're gonna make him tell everybody what the announcement was. And
That'd
Liam,
be
if you're
funny.
listening now, you have to announce it next week. You have no choice, pal. Sorry.
He will. He will. I have faith in him. Eagles fans aren't good for much, but they're good for that.
Yeah.
Um, all right, yeah. Let's just quickly get into this Jets game. Like we said before we got on, there's not going to be a ton to talk about. Like, what can you talk about really when it's a 42-10 ass whooping? I mean, Drake May started the game 15 of 15, I think, with like 4 touchdowns at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah, Drake May, yeah, as in the quarterback I went in the fantasy championship against. Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
Like great as a Patriots fan. No, it was great as a Patriots fan, obviously, but when I saw who I'm playing in the championship had Drake May and he just throws touchdown after touchdown, I'm like, yep, that seals it. But anyways, yeah, Drake May. I mean, for somebody that had to come in, and Mike, I think you can agree with this. The Patriots came into this game very, very shorthanded. I
mm,
mean, just on the offense, no Jared Wilson on the line, no Mack Hollins, which I think we're gonna have to talk about that in a little bit too.
mm-hmm.
No Kayshon Boutte in this one. Demario Douglas played, but he had a hamstring problem, so they were pretty banged up, especially at receiver. But this was a game that Drake May was gonna have to take over, and I mean he did. Like again, 19 for 21, like 250, 5 tutties, whatever it was. Like holy shit! Like what a game by Drake May. That's all you can just say at this point is wow. That's it.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I know obviously it was against the Jets. So, you got to kind of adjust whatever you're thinking there. But I don't care. Whenever you go 19 of 21 for 256 and 5 touchdowns and you play 2.5 quarters, that's commendable no matter who you're playing. Because we've seen the Jets play well against other teams. Like we've seen Miami, a team we're going to play next week, play well and beat other good teams. So if the Patriots go off against Miami, like, you got to kind of, balance the compliments and criticism. But yeah, overall, like you said, banged up on defense. Spillane wasn't there. Tonga wasn't around. Just a very obviously Milton Williams wasn't around. He did practice last week, so his 21-day clock started, but he did not play, which is fine. I think we were all fine with that. Harold
Mhm.
Landry also did not play. Captain didn't end up playing. But yeah, dude, it didn't matter. I mean, we knew going into it this was going to be a big win. Yeah, it was a great Sunday of football. 5 touchdowns to 5 different guys. Stephon Diggs mossed someone in the corner.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
was
on the
great.
sideline, like another 100-yard game for him. I think he's like 40 yards away from getting 1,000 or something like that. And that'll be the first time a receiver hit 1,000 since Edelman, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it'll be. I don't know. It'll be nice to see next week. We'll talk about it in a second, but yeah, I don't have much else about this Jets game. It was a
I know.
complete game. You did what you were supposed to do. I guess what we could talk about real quick is right before the half. It looked like the Patriots got the ball. I think it was like a minute, just over a minute left. They were doing the normal kind of like, listen, we're not going to go down there and try to score. We're going to kind of have try to do something. And then the Jets decided to not cheap shot Drake May, but hit him after he threw the ball, hit him up in the neck. May was down for a little bit. Vrabel came onto the field for a second, and that lit the fire under Vrabel and everybody because then
Mhm.
you see the Patriots methodically march down the field. They score the touchdown there. And then right before the half, this was the part that I believe you weren't watching in this span. So I'll kind
No,
of lay it out for you how it happened. There were
please.
about 18 seconds left. Patriots had one timeout. Jets had the ball. They were just going to down it. But Vrabel calls a timeout. Why? To be petty, because he's pissed at what they have been doing to the Patriots in the last like couple drives, right? Cheap shot wise, not like play because they were overmatched. And there's a shot of Vrabel walking up the sideline, and you see him like mean mugging whoever's in front of him. And it looks like Drake May and Schooler say something to him. And Vrabel looks over to them and goes, fuck him. And then you see
Yeah,
Schooler and May kind of being like, oh shit, oh shit.
right.
That is the stuff we love to see with Vrabel. It's like the Belichickian-esque stuff, but there's a little bit more sauce on it because Vrabel has more of a personality. And then right before the half, literally the last play, it looked like Jets offensive lineman kind of jumped on Christian Barmore's back after the play was over or when the play was kind of past them. Barmore started to get into it with them. Vrabel had to come on the field. Looked like Vrabel was trying to calm him down. Barmore was hot. I saw some people saying like, oh, this is bad. Vrabel and Barmore have a heated exchange. No, no, no. Vrabel talked about it on EEI this morning too. He was like, listen, like he thought they did something bad. I was just trying to calm them down. That's all. Like I texted you, I'm sure Vrabel loved that fire. But what did you think of those two things between the timeout, the fuck 'em, and then the Barmore stuff? Now that we're a few hours or a day, post that, you probably got to see that. What are your thoughts on that before we
Yeah.
move on from this?
I mean, Vrabel being Vrabel, Mike Vrabel is everything we wanted in Bill Belichick. Now, Bill Belichick, obviously, master of the game of football. We know this. But they were even talking about it on 98.5 too. Like, Bill Belichick didn't want relationships. He didn't want to like get close to the players. He just cared about the football aspect. Mike Vrabel cares about the football aspect and the personal relationship aspect. That's what you want in a head coach. That's why it's successful. Because in the new day of age that is the NFL and professional sports, that's what athletes want. They want a coach that they can make connections with, not just a hard ass.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. And then, by the way, you know who Barmore got mad at, right? It was the
Who was it?
dude. It was Membu. Remember the dude from Missouri,
Yes.
the
Yep.
other offensive tackle
Yep. That's who it
that
was. Yep.
fans were talking about along with Will Campbell and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was him. And even Christian Barmore was like, Coach was calming me down. Like he was trying to just be like, hey, like it's all good. But that's a coach that they're going to go to war for. And that's something that, let's be honest, the Patriots have not had in 20 something years. Because you remember I'm sure you remember this quote, Mike. I think it was from either Edelman or Amendola. I'm pretty sure it was Danny Amendola that said this. We worked for Bill, but we played for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like even they were like, we don't like this guy, but still we want to win and we want to win for Tom. So like now you have a coach in New England that actually players want to play for and gather around and get behind. That's going to help, especially in playoffs. Which, by the way, Mike, we don't talk. Actually, I'll bookmark this. Let me come back to this because I'll remember what I was going to say. But when we talk about like the playoff scenarios, bring me back to this because I want to ask this question. So
Okay.
we'll save that
We'll
for
do.
later.
Yeah, I mean we're basically done with the Jets game, anyways. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Patriots are playing for Vrabel. I mean we knew all the way from back in training camp when Vrabel was jumping into the piles on during practice, during joint practices, getting clocked in the face by defenders and stuff. Like Vrabel's going to die for them. The players are going to die for Vrabel, and Will Campbell's going to die for Drake May. Yeah, just a great team. Like you can't every week this team does more or says more things to make me love them even more. So very good time to be a Patriots fan. Very good Sunday to watch football. But yeah, we need to move on from the Jets game. Like I said, 42-10, you beat them. After this, you were waiting for the Bills Eagles game. Before we get into that, I do just want to give a quick shout out to Sports Spider. That is Sports Spider with a Y. The spider has the Y in it. Sportspider.com. Go to sportspider.com. Anywhere on your browser, phone, wherever it is, go to the NFL tab, go to the Patriots. You'll see us right there at the top. Tuck Rule Takes. If we are not there, maybe it's later in the week or something, scroll down a little bit. You'll see us on there. Click us, listen, watch, comment, like, subscribe, listen, all that fun stuff. Again, that is sportspider.com. Also, Coach Guy Sports. Al, you know Coach Guy Sports very well. Liam does as well. He is not here with us now. He's here with us in spirit, but he has a Celtics podcast on there. Celtics are doing well too, despite Peyton Pritchard. They are still doing well this season. Go check out couchguysports.com. All your Boston sports need, as well as Tuck Rule Takes. Thank you, Sports Spider and Couch Guy Sports, for being with us for a couple hundred episodes, hopefully hundreds more. And then we'll get, we'll get some other sponsors on here. Maybe we'll get some Patriots people on here. But back to this. We were waiting for the Bills Eagles game. We're not going to break down the Bills Eagles game. We're just going to go with the outcome. The Eagles outlast the Bills in a horrendous game. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts did not complete a pass in the second half, but they still won 13-12. You're probably wondering, Mike, Al, Liam isn't on here. You're as an Eagles fan. Why are you talking about the Eagles-Bills game? Because with the Bills losing and the Patriots winning this week, we buried the lead, guys. The New England Patriots are the AFC East champs. Holy shit. Al, let me just ask you, going into this year, actually, I'm not going to ask you how you felt going into this year because no one thought this was going to happen. Even your most optimistic fans, no one realistically thought this was going to happen. Just kind of when it became official in next week's game did not matter towards the division. What went through your head? Patriots, AFC East champs.
I mean, a little bit of relief, right? Because you were wondering when they were going to clinch. And you also, Mike, you can't deny this. When they blew the 21-point lead to the Bills at home to win the division in front of all the Foxborough faithful, in the back of your mind, you're like, are they going to blow one of these two games at the end of the season and lose this division title somehow? Just, with the stink of like 2023 and 2024. Obviously, it's different, and we know it's different. But would that come back and linger a little bit with an inexperienced team?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't. And it didn't. That's the big thing. So obviously, relief, euphoria, like you feel so like hip hip hooray. Like this is the mark of hopefully the start of something good. Because we'll talk about this next point that I'm going to make in the offseason, but their schedule in 2026, Mike, is a gauntlet. It is hard next year. So they really need to do some work in the offseason to keep getting better, but we'll worry about that in the offseason. To come in and defy all expectations, to exceed them, and to get to this first step. What was the first thing that Mike Vrabel said in his introductory press conference? I want to win division titles. When was the last time we won one, guys? Anybody know? Nobody knew. 2019. And think about that, Mike. There's nobody on that team that was on that 2019 team that won the division title. Granted, that was only like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Crazy. That's crazy to think about.
I know. So when you put all that into perspective, and I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm going to sound like a loser Patriots fan, but I don't care. At this point, as long as they win one playoff game, anything after that, for me, is gravy because no one can take away from them that they didn't win the AFC East in their first year in a rebuild. Remember, Mike, this is supposed to be a rebuild here. They win the division. They outlast the Bills. And now you have the chance, realistically, to play for the number one seed in the AFC when you were 4-13 last year and you were the number 4 pick in the draft last year, taking Will Campbell at 4. That's how quickly things can switch. So appreciate it because let's face it, the last 5 years, we'll count 6, including this year, we've had 2 playoff appearances. One in which you got blown out by the Bills in Buffalo, and then the next one is to be determined. So all in all, a great, great feeling. Let's enjoy this for a little bit. Just enjoy it for the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have basically the same emotions. I was pumped. I was obviously watching the Bills Eagles game, like I'm sure a lot of fans out there were. I did think the Bills were going to use some of that maybe Chiefs devil magic and come back. But then I remembered that, Josh Allen has a tendency to kind of piss down his leg this year. and that's what he did. The Bills got within a point of tying it. They decided to go for two. Josh Allen misses a wide open receiver in the end zone for the 2 point conversion that would have given him the win, and the Patriots got the title. Yeah, I was pumped. What made me even more excited or more happy was, I don't know if you've seen it. The Patriots posted a video of the players kind of watching the game on the bus, which is awesome. Them
Yeah.
watching it like on their phones, and like you can hear it too, like, oh, and they miss it, and you can just see how excited they are. But the good thing about that, and Vrabel included in that whole video, it's only like a minute and a half long or whatever. So I implore anybody out there to go watch it if you haven't seen it. Um, the best part is you can tell everybody's happy, but you can also tell that they know the job isn't done. And you can also tell by the interviews the players are doing after the game and this morning too, and probably throughout the week, where they know there's more football to be played. Vrabel has been saying it like, hey, there's a lot of football left. He's not just talking about the last game of the year, guys, of the regular season. He's talking about this team making a deep playoff run. And we'll talk about it in a little bit, why I think the Patriots can make a deep playoff run, arguably the deepest run possible, if you really want to break down who they're going to get. But there's one thing you said that I did want to touch on. You said that if the Patriots won a playoff game, you'd be happy. I agree with you. The only term I don't like, and I kind of texted you guys, I don't like
Mhm.
the, oh, nothing matters, like we're playing with house money. No, no, no. Like, sure, even though the Patriots have exceeded our expectations, they're here now. The expectations we have
Yeah.
for them are real. But I think where you and I fall, and where I think a lot of people should fall, is if the Patriots do happen to fall short of the Super Bowl, that is not going to sting as much as if they miss the playoffs or something. Like they are
Right.
checking all the boxes we want them to check. So if they win a playoff game, or honestly, depending on how it would look, even if they were one and done and they lost, if it looked, depending on how it looked, I wouldn't be as upset either.
Mhm.
But as long as they win a playoff game, man, I like you said, I'm happy. I'll still be pissed if they lose, or inevitably
Of
when they
course.
do lose. But it's like, you know what? Like you said, man, this is a rebuild year. How many teams do you see basically flip the entire roster over, flip your
Mhm.
coordinators, lose your defensive coordinator to a sickness, have someone else have to step up, have your second year quarterback essentially playing his first full year, have a bunch of receivers that he's never played with before, and like you said, where the Patriots could be the number one seed by this time next week. That's crazy. Patriots fans should be pumped. You should not be letting any other fandom tear you down right now. Strength of schedule be damned. You play who's in front of you, and the Patriots have beaten the vast majority of everybody they played. So, yeah,
They
man, the
have.
AFC East is awesome. Like you said, Vrabel's thing, you want to win the division, host a home playoff game. They're doing both of those things. So,
Right. And one thing that I want to bring up with the schedule, and I've seen this a little bit on Twitter especially. People are like, "Oh, the Patriots have only beaten one team that's over 500." Um, let's go through the schedule really quick, just because I want to prove something here. So I'm just going to get their schedule up really, really quick.
mhm,
I think we can agree, like, all three losses aren't great, but like the Steelers game, like, okay, they should have crushed the Steelers, but they had five turnovers. The
mhm,
Raiders game, okay, it was the first game of the year. You're working out the cobwebs, like all that. And the Bills game, we know what that is.
yep.
They beat the Carolina Panthers, who are playing for, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, they're playing for an NFC South title, I believe, next week.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's a win. They beat the Bills on the road, who, they split the Bills, should have beaten the Bills twice. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that was a good win. Then I know you got the Saints, the Titans, the Browns, the Falcons. People were saying that the Falcons were going to be in the mix this year for the NFC South. The
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers were a top seed in the
Mm-hmm.
NFC at the time. They beat them. Let's see here. The Ravens, who everyone claims, Lamar Jackson, like everything else. The point that I'm making is don't diminish what this team is doing. I understand the strength of schedule is ridiculously in the favor of the Patriots. I get
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't take that for granted. Excuse me. But when they take care of business, you have to give them the credit. They did what they were supposed to do. It's not their fault that last year it was a big steaming pile of shit. It's not their fault that because of that steaming pile of shit that they got a soft schedule this year. Like that's just what it is. And then guess what? Next year, like I mentioned earlier, they're gonna have a gauntlet of a schedule. They're gonna have to
Hmm.
play the AFC West. They're gonna have to play the NFC North. Two very, very tough divisions. And we'll
Yep.
see where they're at. But I'm gonna feel good about it if they do everything right this next offseason, which I have confidence that they will. I'm sick of hearing that narrative. You've beaten who you've needed to beat. And guess
Hmm.
what? You know you can beat the Bills and you know you can beat these other playoff teams. You know you can. It's a matter of do you beat yourself and do you shoot yourself in the foot over and over like you did in the Steelers game week 3. Because if you do that, obviously, yes, you will lose.
Hmm.
Otherwise, this Patriots team and getting healthy for the playoffs, I don't know. It's going to be fun. That's all I'm going to say.
Al, they also didn't squeak by those teams. Even the bad teams, they were kicking these teams' asses. It wasn't
Yeah.
just like, other than the Bengals, like
Bengals and the
they,
Falcons. The Falcons
yeah,
they only beat by a point, but
And
like
the Falcons had like a decent team at that time. They have whooped every team they've beaten. And
right.
like in like the really good teams, they've played them close. The Bills when they beat them on what that was Sunday Night Football. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? When they played the Bills in Week 5, it was either
Yep.
Sunday or Monday.
Yep.
Sunday
It
night.
was Sunday night. It was Sunday night football.
They beat them in a very good game. You go down to Miami, your house of horrors. You beat a divisional opponent down there. You whoop on the Jets twice. You whoop the Giants. You beat the Browns, who the Browns, by the way, put a whooping on the Bills and almost beat them. Josh Allen had like 130 yards or something like that. And the Browns, by the way, again, have an elite defense with the best pass rusher this league has maybe ever seen. And the
And they just
Patriots
beat the
still
Steelers
beat them.
yesterday, by the way.
And the Browns just beat the Steelers. And granted, the Steelers didn't have DK Metcalf, whatever. You still have Aaron Rodgers. You still have Mike Tomlin. You still have a solid group of people there. Like, I am so sick of that. Again, the fact that people are saying that though should give Patriots fans joy because the league is now back to, oh, the Patriots are getting it easy, which I love. Which I
Mhm.
love. That means that the Patriots are back and you're AFC East champs. You're the number 2 seed, potentially the number 1 seed. You are 100% back. So
Yep.
Al, you had something you wanted to say. Did you want to? Is now the time to bring it up? Remember when you said you wanted to ask a
Yeah.
question or something? Okay.
Yeah. So let's just get into it. Let's get into the playoff scenarios. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
kind of take the lead on this just because I have it up in front of me. So for anybody that's wondering, what are the scenarios for the Patriots? It's very simple. I shouldn't say very simple, but the scenarios that play out are very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots cannot get lower than the 3 seed now. The lowest they can get is 3, which, let's be honest, Mike, if you and I before the season were like the Patriots at worst are going to be a 3 seed, we would take that in a heartbeat and we would be
Yep.
like dancing in the streets. It would be great.
Yep.
So, very simple. For the Patriots to get the 1 seed, Patriots need to beat Miami in week 18 at home, and then Denver has to lose to the Chargers week 18. I, excuse me, I believe that game's in Denver, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll double check, but I believe so. Let me look
Okay.
while you're talking.
So that's the 1 seed. For the 2 seed, which I think realistically is what the Patriots are going to get, win against the
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins. And then if the Broncos beat the Chargers, then Broncos get the 1 seed, Patriots get the 2.
Mm-hmm.
If the Patriots lose and the Jaguars win, then I think the Jaguars bump the Patriots down because the Jaguars have the better conference record. So, and unfortunately, the Jaguars are playing the Titans, and I think the Titans are going to pretty much pack it in. So, like, but again, Patriots playing Miami, who maybe Miami wants to play spoiler. The Broncos and Chargers, who knows? But here was my question that I was going to ask you because we were talking about like Mike Vrabel and everything at the time. Going through the list of coaches just in the AFC, who do you think has an advantage over Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff? Because I looked through it, right? Like Sean Payton, I'll call that a push and maybe give a slight advantage to Payton just because he's won a Super Bowl and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and he has the talent, he's got the defense, and Bo Nix is doing fine. Would you say that's fair, or am I a
He
little off?
he he would be the only one I think, depending on who you bring up. Maybe I forgot someone. He'd be the only one I'd say if you're going to give someone else the edge. I wouldn't fight you if you said Sean Payton. Yeah.
Right. So Sean Payton, fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars, Liam Cohen, no, because Liam Cohen's a first year coach. He's done a great job with Jacksonville.
Duval.
Oh my God. I
Love
laugh at
that
that every
guy.
time.
I love him,
He,
man. I like him. So I'm
I
in.
do
But yeah.
too. No, I do too. He's
Mhm.
a he's a New England guy. He went to UMass, which is very interesting too.
Oh, he did. I forgot about that. Yeah.
He
Ah, shit,
did.
man. It's going to be a
He's
shame if we have to kick his ass in the playoffs.
I know, but right. But still, there's something about the Jaguars. Like I know they've played well, but I think it's like warm weather team coming up to the
Hmm.
cold. Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs. Like I don't know. I don't see it. But
Trevor
who
Lawrence in
knows?
that hair is not going to do well in 10-degree weather. It's going to
No.
freeze on him. I can already see it happening. Yeah, I think that's it. It is the fact that Trevor Lawrence looks like a beach boy that I
Yeah.
don't think that they're going to do well up here in January. Yeah.
That's very fair. But also, like, I look at their team, like Travis Etienne's decent. Like
Hmm.
they lost Travis Hunter. I know they got Brian Thomas Jr. and they got some weapons there. On defense, they're pretty solid, but like they don't wow me. I don't know why.
Nope.
But just coaching matchup, I would take Mike Vrabel and his staff right now over Liam Cohen's. And that's
Hmm.
just me. The Steelers is interesting because you have Mike Tomlin. He's won a Super Bowl. He's done it before, but it feels like the Steelers are kind of like going downward a little bit. I don't know. I would give the advantage to Vrabel and McDaniels and the
Hmm.
coaching staff there. I would give that advantage. And
Yep.
then I'm looking at the other three teams like the Bills, McDermott. We give Vrabel the coaching advantage
Yeah.
easy.
Hands down.
Houston, DeMeco Ryans. Again, I'll give the advantage to Vrabel because of
Mhm.
the experience. I know Houston's been to the playoffs, but they haven't really done much.
I like Ryan's, but yeah, no, I would give Vrabel the advantage too. Yep.
Right. And then the Chargers, like Jim Harbaugh, I know we know he won at Michigan with an asterisk, obviously. But
Yeah.
it's like again, I look at the AFC with the coaching matchups and I'm like, again, like we said, besides Sean Payton and again, maybe Mike Tomlin, but it's a stretch.
Hmm.
Like I would feel great about any team the Patriots play in the AFC as far as preparation is concerned. I think they would be ready for any of those teams.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it back to last year because I hate when people bring up last year and Gerard Mayo, but it is just crazy the stark difference between last year. I don't think you had the coaching edge over even some college teams if they decide to
Right.
play you. And that's no shot at Mayo. Like, I mean, I think we all understand the situation that was last year.
Mhm.
But yeah, I Sean Payton would be the only one, maybe. Tomlin, I don't know. I think Tomlin should be on the hot seat. He's really the best coach at being mediocre at this point, if we're being honest. Like, I know he has like the streak of however many winning seasons, but what have you won in those seasons? Like, I don't know. The Harbaughs, nope. Yeah, like you said, Liam Cohen, like him, but no, D'Amico Ryans. It is really just Sean Payton. And like I said, that is crazy to think from last year. There's a lot of things to think about if you go from last year to this year. But
Oh
the
yeah.
fact that you have, and I also think we can put this to bed, the coach of the year in Mike Vrabel. I think he has to be. I
Uh,
know who
uh,
would you put?
it's not that I don't want to put it. Did you see the latest odds on who people are putting for Coach of the
No, who'd
Year?
they have? Who'd they have?
Kyle Shanahan.
Ah,
Which
ah,
I'm not, listen, I get it, but like
ah,
you look at the job he's done this year, didn't have Brock Purdy for like half the season. He had Mac Jones
yeah.
playing for like 5 to 6 games. Like they lost Fred Warner. Like he's with what he's had, and they're playing
Mm,
for a number one seed next week. Like again, but I'll tell you what, Mike, I
mm.
think if the Patriots got the one seed, I think Vrabel has as good a shot as anybody to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I think him and May have, as long as the number one seed gets hit, I think him and May have a shot of winning their respective awards that we want to put on them for sure.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't think Shanahan. I didn't think that.
I
Really?
know, and I didn't either. It's weird, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so okay, so let's unless were you gonna and sorry, I cut you off. Were you gonna ask something with this? Because I have something to ask with these playoff matches, besides the coaching, obviously.
No, no, no. I definitely want to get into the matchups though. So what were you going to ask?
Well, I think it's the question that you would have asked me, or if Liam was here would ask, but let's keep it easy.
Mhm.
Rank from we'll say 1 to 6. 1 to 6, one being you definitely want to play them like they're the easiest, whatever, to six being like I want to avoid this team at all costs. Rank the AFC opponents for the Patriots. Again, in terms of who you'd want to play versus
Mhm.
who you just want to just steer clear of at all costs. Because I got my list.
Yeah, I think number one, it might just be because I want that payback. I want the Steelers. I
Okay.
would love to get the Steelers. Then I'd probably put the Jags in there for what we said, where Trevor Lawrence and those luscious locks cannot be playing up in snow. I think it's going to have to go probably what, because we're talking about either the Texans, Broncos, and Bills are the final people, right?
What about and the Chargers too?
Oh yeah, yeah, and the Chargers. So actually no, you know what? I think I'll put the shit. No, I'm going to keep the Chargers right after the Jags. Then I will go Texans, Broncos, Bills. Just
Okay.
because the Bills, and like if Liam was here, he'd be, cursing at the sky right now. But it's just, I don't know. I know we've played them twice, beat them once, should have beat them the second time. It's tough to beat a team three times. It's tough to beat a team twice, as we saw. So yeah, I think I would rather steer clear of them. I'd still be confident, but if I had to pick, yeah, I think that would be my list. So I'd probably go Steelers. What was my list? I had Steelers, Jags,
Steelers, Jags, Chargers.
Chargers, Texans, um, Broncos, Bills. Right?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's a good list. I like that.
yeah. That's mine. I think that's mine. Yeah.
I like
Just
that.
to get it out there too, I'd be confident going against any of them, but that's just the list in order.
Of course.
What's your list?
So I'm gonna go Chargers one because they are so banged up right now. Like they lost one of their running backs. Like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of defense. A lot of injuries. I think on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert's banged up with his hand. So like
Constantly banged
that's
up.
exactly that offensive line is like decimated. I think was the word that Jim Murray and Chris Gasper used on 98.5 to describe
Mm-hmm.
it. But like I would go Chargers. Then I would go and I forgot about this too. It's either going to be the Steelers or the Ravens because I think the Steelers and Ravens are playing for the AFC North title
Oh yeah, yeah,
next
yeah.
week.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever that is, like I'll put them second because you already beaten the Ravens and the Steelers. I think are older and they don't move the ball as well and everything else. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you would get revenge on them. So Chargers, Steelers. I'm probably gonna go Jaguars next
Mm-hmm.
because again, I don't know what they do exceptionally well. So I'm gonna keep them at three. This one might surprise you, but I'm gonna go Denver four because
Okay.
I think the fact that you went 8-0 on the road, you're not afraid to go anywhere and play anybody. I think that that's an advantage to you, and I don't think this would be like the Belichick year Patriots where in the Brady Patriots where they go to Denver, it's like, oh boy. Like I think that they would be able to handle the pressure. Now,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, air quality and everything else, like it's hard to breathe in Colorado with just, everything that's going on there. So you gotta piece that into it, but I think that they can handle playing in Denver. I do. I'll go Houston five just because of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like CJ Stroud and the offense, they're so up and down so much. Like the other day, right? They played the Chargers, two, big plays down the field for touchdowns, and they scored 6 points the rest of the game.
Yep.
So like,
Yep.
and then
Inconsistent.
the Bills are the team that I want to avoid at all costs. You play them twice already. It's hard to beat a team, a certain amount of times, and you see them 3 times in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys hate to hear it, but it's Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen, although he played terrible against the Eagles, and I get that, he still can do what he did against you in the second half of the game in
Mm-hmm.
Foxborough. And that's the part that scares me. When the Bills get going and when James Cook can run the ball well, that just opens things up more for Josh Allen, that offense, even though the receivers aren't as good as the Patriots receivers, I feel like. But
No, they're not. And I think like even though like logically what you're saying is correct about the Bills, kind of me putting them at the end as well. But I got to tell you, man, for the story, it'd be great to play the Bills to get to the Super
I
Bowl.
know. I
That
know.
would be the way to go, man. To like do the thing where it's like, you know what? Not only are we going to be the new guys, we're going to take the crown from you. You know what I mean? Like story wise, there's a part of me that would be like, oh hell yeah, like let's go Bills Patriots in Foxborough, AFC Championship, chance to go to the Super Bowl. Let's do it. Or whenever they would happen to meet in the playoffs. But yeah, like realistically, I know people say you don't want the easiest path. Fuck that. I want the easiest path to the
Take
Super
the
Bowl.
easy path.
Like,
Take it.
give me
Absolutely take it.
whoever. Which to go to the playoff scenarios. it seems like most likely, and I think you mentioned it too when you were giving your opinion of who you want them to face and who you don't want them to. It is probably going to be Patriots Chargers in Foxborough Wild Card Weekend, most likely, because
Right.
at the end of the day, one of two things are going to happen. If everybody beats who they're supposed to beat, like if the Bills beat the Jets, which they should, if the Chargers beat the Broncos, you get the 1 seed. You don't have to worry about any of it. You sit
As
back and
long
see
as
and
as
see who's
long as you
coming.
win, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. All this is assuming a Patriots win.
Yeah.
But if the Broncos beat the Chargers, odds are Chargers are coming to you. I like either one of those scenarios, whether it's Patriots get the bye or the Chargers come here. Because, like you said, just like they're inconsistent. Milton Williams will be back at that point. I could see, Chase on getting a sack on Herbert, Williams kind of wreaking havoc all day. I'm cool with either one of those scenarios, which is
Yeah.
probably what it's going to be.
It's a win-win because,
Mhm.
and not to just rehash it, but it is so true. Chargers win, you get the 1 seed, and you get that extra week of rest for
Yep.
guys like, again, Milton Williams, Will Campbell, Mack Hollins, which
Yep.
again, we do have to talk about Mack Hollins before the end of this pod, which I know we will, but you get the 1 seed, and then if the if the Broncos win, then it knocks the Chargers back down to 7, and you're at the 2, then like you said, you play the Chargers in, wild card weekend, which is great, which is the matchup that a lot of us want.
Mhm.
So, you know what? Like the Broncos Chargers game, yeah, it'd be cool if the Chargers upset them, but it's like just sit back and relax. Like I know the NFL did that thing where it's like, oh, we got to put them both on TV because they're competing for the number 1 seed, but it's like,
Ah.
who cares? Like as long as for me, as long as you get that 2 seed, get the 2 seed,
Mhm.
play the 7, and if you end up getting one and getting the week off, then great. Then you got a week to prepare and everything else, and then I think you'll be ready to go divisional round weekend. But if not, it's fine. So it's a good result either way.
The funny part about the fact, say the Chargers do upset the Broncos, Patriots get the 1 seed.
Yep.
The likely scenario is that the Broncos and the Bills play each other.
If that were to happen,
That is a very
yeah,
possible scenario. So that's another thing I was
yeah,
just thinking. Fuck that. Give me the 1 seed. Let's watch your two, probably, or not even probably, your two biggest opponents battle it out and knock one of them out.
right,
Like
exactly.
that would be, I think that would be ideal. Like if you could,
Mhm.
if the Patriots could win Sunday, that's the big thing. We'll talk about the Dolphins game a little bit before we get out of here. But if
Yeah,
the Patriots can beat the Dolphins, if the Chargers upset the Broncos, and you're sitting at the 1 seed and you get to watch Buffalo and Denver duke it out, hell yeah! Because one way
I
or
know.
another, one of your bigger, tougher opponents are getting knocked out. So, like, talk about easy schedule for the Patriots. Let's keep that going. Let's keep that going in the playoffs. Like,
Oh, that would be
yeah,
great.
yeah, that'd be great. But either way, I'm fine with either of them. The main thing, obviously, like I said, like you mentioned, you still have to beat the Dolphins on Sunday, which is going to be a little bit tougher than the Jets because the Dolphins at least seem to have a backbone. They seem like
Mhm.
they want to play football right now. Even though I don't know how they would, I wouldn't want to play under Mike McDaniel, but who knows? But yeah, playoff talk. Any more playoff scenario? Anything else you want to talk about with that?
Not really. I think it's just nice that we're talking about this again. Like the last 2 years, we were monitoring. All right, like are the Raiders gonna lose? Like are the Giants gonna, let's hope the Giants win this game so we can get a higher draft pick. And it's like, oh
Dude,
my
we were in
gosh.
hell the last couple of years. I like God. I'm sitting there watching, and I was watching the Raiders Giants game, and I was like, God, like imagine being a fan and like your season's been over for weeks. That and before I could even get the sentence out, I was like, shit, that was the Patriots the last couple of years. Like you're basically just
Mhm.
like you said, seeing who's going to lose, then maybe they'll or who's going to win. So maybe you leapfrog them in the draft order. Draft order is the least of the Patriots' worries right now. We'll talk about all that in the offseason. I think that's going to be even more exciting in the offseason to talk about potential moves, draft picks the Patriots can make. Because when you're a good team, that's when it's fun to talk about who you can add. We had the season where it's like, listen, we have to add A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. This offseason will be like hey, let's go get a Conquo or whatever from the Titans as
Right.
another tight end. Like let's go get whoever. Let's fucking get Max Crosby. Like that will be fun to talk about in the offseason. But yeah, I just think it's great. You're going to host a playoff game. I'm hoping Cardi B rings the lighthouse bell for that game. I think that'd be awesome. I think the crowd would love that. Diggs would love that, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, it's just it's awesome to be a playoff team right now. But you did mention it. We do have to talk about it. There's 3 injuries, 2 guys coming back, 1 guy is gone. We'll gloss over the first 2, and then we'll jump on the last guy.
Mhm.
Milton Williams. He did practice a little bit last week. He will most likely play against the Dolphins, I would assume. And Will Campbell is going to practice this week as well. I know a lot of people were saying, like, how soon is he going to be back? I would assume you see both of them, but I would definitely assume you see Will Campbell. I think he is chomping at the bit to get back. I think that it's important to get some real game time before you get to the playoffs. Before we get to Mack Hollins, those 2 guys, Milton Williams and Will Campbell, you like, how happy are you they're coming back? And do you think they play Sunday?
So obviously ecstatic, and especially for Will Campbell because you know my disdain for Vidarian Lowe because I can't stand him. I can't stand watching him try to block and just like guys getting around him so easy, and then that's always forcing Drake May to move up in the pocket. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be nice to have that building block back in Will Campbell, which I do think if things go well this week, I can see him playing Sunday. Hot take. I don't know if Milt Williams plays this Sunday. Because
Okay.
if I'm Mike Vrabel, I say to myself, okay, Milton's a huge part of the defense, especially the run defense, and getting after the quarterback. If he's not 100%, why am I going to put him in this Miami game, risk the injury, risk it getting worse, and then he's out for the playoffs? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if Milton Williams is 100%, get him in there. Get him in there for a
Mm-hmm.
half. Let him play like, 3 or 4 series, like you said with Will Campbell. Campbell, it's a little different because he's a rookie. You got to get him a little bit more reps. But Milton Williams, if you can get him in there, great. If not, if he's not 100%, excuse me, then sit him. It's fine. Get everybody ready for the playoffs. Now that you have the division in hand, you should have enough to beat the Miami Dolphins. Like you
Mm-hmm.
should. And those 2 guys, again, Campbell, I want him to play Sunday. Williams, if he doesn't, it would suck a little bit, but it's like, okay, fine. Then get him ready for, either wild card weekend or divisional round weekend, whichever seed you get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's just me. Again, and also Robert Spillane's another one we got to look at too. We got to make sure that he's
Yep.
good to go too, because I don't know if you know this. Is he still in the walking boot? Do we know?
I don't think so. I think he's out of the boot, but I think with Spillane, like I lean more cautionary with him, him and Harold Landry too. Like, listen, I think they're both professionals enough. Not that Milton Williams isn't a professional or whatever, but I think that they like you can they can take this game off if they need to really get up there and make sure they're healthy. Yeah, I think you can have them kind of practice like they're gonna play, but maybe sit out. But yeah, as far as I know, he's out of the boot, which is good. Obviously, Harold Landry's been dealing with injuries all year, so shit, man, I'm fine if you want to just sit him. I mean, he knows his job. He's a captain. He's a professional too. So, but yeah, that's a big one. I didn't even think of that. Kayshawn Booty is another one. I didn't see anything on him today. I would assume he's in concussion protocol. So I think once he's out of protocol, he will play. It's kind of one of those things. Like he's not injured, so to speak. He's just his brain turned to mush for a second. So once his brain is good to go, I think he'll play. Either way, I think he will be 100% healthy for the playoffs. Pop Douglas, maybe you sit him, get Efton Chisholm some more time. We glossed over it. I don't want to gloss over it. Efton Chisholm, his first touchdown against the Jets. Congratulations, man. He would have had another one, but he
He
even
didn't
said it.
trip.
Dude caught one over the middle and like got too excited, got happy feet and pulled a Pop Douglas and tripped over himself. But yeah, it was nice to see that. I kind of want to see some more Efton Chisholm Sunday. We'll talk about the Miami game in a little bit, but another injury guy that might be coming back, Alex Austin too. That's one that a lot of people haven't talked about. Granted, he didn't play much before he went on IR, but he might be coming back. And that's just another piece. He plays special teams, just another depth rotational piece, especially with Carlton Davis getting a little banged up here and there the last couple of weeks. But yeah, that is, other than Mack Hollins, did we miss anybody on the injury front? Not really, right?
Not really. I mean, I think if you can get, because there were like 7, 8 guys that were out last week. If you can get,
Tonga. Yep.
oh yeah,
That's another
Tonga,
one.
but Tonga, I
Shit.
don't think is gonna play. I don't think he's gonna play this
No,
Sunday.
dude, put him in bubble wrap. You need him at fullback, if we're
Yeah,
being honest.
I think if you get again, and I know you said some of these guys, so if I'm repeating, I apologize. But again, if you get like Booty, Wilson, Campbell, and then maybe a couple other guys. Like that's fine.
Mhm.
And then just let those other guys rest. Like you said, I wouldn't play Harold Landry in this game if he's
Mhm.
not 100%. Like you said, he's a veteran. He knows his body. Vrabel knows Landry from his days in Tennessee. So if he can't play, let him get healthy. Um, but again, just that's the whole thing. And excuse me, you and I said this. Just get healthy. That was the whole thing with the Jets game. Just win and stay healthy. And for the most part, they did.
Mhm.
I don't think we really heard of any injuries, so
No.
that's a good thing. So
I think Westover was the only injury. Your fullback. I mean, listen, I like him and everything, but like not the end of the world if Westover can't go next week, or maybe he misses one game in the playoffs. But yeah, the big injury though, kind of came out of nowhere too. Mack Hollins going on the IR for a chest injury. They asked Vrabel about it today, or maybe it was yesterday, but whatever it was, I think it was today on EEI. They asked him, and he said that they'll know more in a couple weeks. So I wonder what happened, because he played the whole Ravens game. I remember him blocking on that Drake May run to seal it, and he was all pumped up about it. So I'm assuming something happened in practice. Again, we don't really know because the media can't go to the practice like they could in the off season. I did you hear anything about what caused Matt Collins' injury at all? Like I know, like I mean, we're looking at the same thing. Like we don't have sources, but like, did you
yeah,
see
no, of
something I didn't
course.
see? Or
No, no. I'm wondering if I wonder if it's a sports hernia. I know that a couple people threw
yeah.
that around, but I'm wondering, could that have been the case? Like, I don't know. And those are painful to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so there's a very realistic possibility that I don't think we see Mac Hollins the rest of the year. And that
Mm-hmm.
sucks because 6'4" can jump up and get really high passes from Drake May, makes
Mm-hmm.
contested catches, and everyone has said the blocking game with Matt Collins is second to none. Like
Mm-hmm.
really good in the pass blocking and the run blocking game, when need be. So yeah, big loss. And I think it's weird to say this, but I feel like it's a bigger loss to get Mac Hollins than it was for even Will Campbell or some of these other guys. And don't forget, like Christian Gonzalez was out for the first part of the year, and everyone was
He
making a big deal out
was.
of
Yep.
that. And like Jared Wilson's been in and out for the past couple months and everything, but like
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna see it in the passing game because let's face it, no, Stephon Diggs isn't that big of a guy. He's I think anywhere from 5'10" to like 6 feet.
Yep.
Like Kayshon Boutte, he's I think like 6 feet, 6'1".
Yeah, I
So
think
like
he's 6'1". Yeah.
yeah, so you don't have that tall receiver. Like I know you got Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper at the tight end position, but having a 6'4", 6'5" receiver that could go up and get it, like not too
Mm-hmm.
many teams have that. And now you don't have that. So, you have to wonder if what you saw against the Jets with a lot of 12 personnel, two tight end, two running back packages, is that what you're going to see the rest of the year? I'd be fine with that because Stevenson's been great lately, knocking on
Mm-hmm.
wood. Henderson's
Yep.
been good. Henry and Hooper, Hooper caught a touchdown pass the other day, so did Hunter Henry, and they're good in the blocking game too. So like, do you go with that and then you have Diggs out there or you have Kyle Williams or whoever? Like, I think that's what we're going to see a lot of.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a kind of like the final form of this offense with everything working with the play action with the run game. The thing with Mac Hollins, like if we're talking strictly on field, what is going to be missing? What I think might be missing, and I think it was Brian Hoyer or David Andrews talking about it, or one of those two. Which, by the way, if you can ever watch Brian Hoyer on NBCSN or even on his podcast, he replied to one of my tweets I sent to him. He said he's going to try to do it, where he's been breaking down how Drake May is supposed to be reading offenses. And it is fascinating to listen to a quarterback talk about it. Like these quarterbacks, I will never be as smart as these quarterbacks who have to break down all these defenses and everything. So yeah,
I
if you can
know.
ever listen to him, it's crazy. But what I think the on field the Patriots might miss with Mac Hollins, it's those kind of deep in or deep dagger routes where May has to layer it over, and so it's not too inside football, but just kind of we're talking more like scheme and X's and O's here. But May has to layer it over the linebacker, over that first line of defense, and throw it before the safety or the corner or whoever's behind Hollins. So in that sense, he can throw it a little high, because Mack Hollins, like you said, can get up there and go get it. I mean, we've seen him do it. He did the ladder celebration against the Bills. Like, I think those are the plays you might miss a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that McDaniels and May in the offense, they can't figure out how to get production elsewhere. We just saw them do it. So we shouldn't like be crying about it, but I don't think you're going to get those. And we all know that May has a tendency to throw a little bit high over the middle. That's like, if you're going to kind of say one blemish about his game, more so early on in the games, he throws a little high, but Hollins was the guy that would go up there and get that. I think those are the types of plays you're going to miss. Everything else, I think that these receivers can block enough to help the backs. Not as good as Hollins. I mean, that's something that Hollins was known for, his run blocking and just blocking in general. But yeah, I think if anything, what you're going to miss on the field are those deep in cuts or those dagger routes over the middle. But other than that, the good thing about not having a true number one, and like Diggs is our, de facto number one, but I'm talking about like your Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, AJ
Right.
Brown type. Well, I guess not AJ Brown on the Eagles, because the Eagles don't know how to pass the ball. But
True.
but I think I'm dropping things, but I think that it makes it easier that now May can look to other guys, because it's not like, oh, Mack Hollins is out. That was his number one guy. Now it's easy. No, no, no. There's essentially three number ones if you want to get into it. Kyle Williams is showing up. He dropped a ball last game, but he had an overall good game. God forbid Efton Chisholm shows up a little bit. I think he showed a little bit. Granted, it was against the Jets, but whatever. But yeah, the Mack Hollins thing did come out of nowhere. Kind of sucked. I think other than May, and maybe Diggs, that might be like your biggest injury you could have on offense, like right now, like you said, which is crazy to say, because going into the year,
I
we were
know.
like, Matt Collins is going to get like 300 yards. I think he had almost 600 yards so far this year or
Something
something
like
like
that.
that. And he was just always coming up big too. So I know since he's on IR, it's 4 weeks. With playoffs, it's differently. It is strictly 4 weeks. It's not 4 games. So he can come back in the AFC Championship game. I might lean towards you and say I don't think we're going to see him again this year, which sucks.
Yeah.
And I think what lends me to believe that is like kind of the mystery behind this. Like,
Yeah.
it's a chest injury. Like, what is going on? He was at the game though yesterday, so like it can't be that bad. Even though, like, I mean, people walk around with torn ACLs, so whatever. But
Right.
like, I don't
Right.
know. I'm hoping this week we get a little bit more clarification on that. But unfortunately, I think you have to move forward assuming you're not going to get Mack Hollins again. And while it might be tough a little bit, I have faith in Vrabel, McDaniels, May to kind of work around it and get the
Mhm.
offense going still. Like you said, the running backs are coming along. They're not going to, rush for 150 yards every game, but the running backs are doing what they got to do. You're getting healthier. It's a great time to do that. So just unfortunate with Mack Hollins, it,
It is.
but it is what it is.
It is. Off topic, real fast. I also don't find it a surprise that Josh McDaniels comes back for his third stint in New England and Drake May's an MVP candidate. The offense looks better than the defense. Let's call it like it is. And the Patriots are double-digit wins. Like,
Dude, he's really good at his job, man. I think May said it. He was put on this earth to be an offensive coordinator. Like he was not put here to be a head coach. He was not put here to be a college coach. Josh McDaniels was put on this earth to be the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Like,
yep, exactly.
that's his job. Also, I don't even want to touch on it, but did you see in the Bills week where it was people saying that, Vrabel might want to move on from McDaniels and there might be some strife between them and
No,
blah, 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 some nonsense. I'm happy that no one on this podcast really gives any, legitimacy to those rumors, because that was obviously bullshit. They asked Vrabel about it, and Vrabel was like, "Yeah, I have faith in every single coach that I have." Like,
yeah, it's like,
come on.
and people forget that when the Patriots were looking for an offensive coordinator, Mike Vrabel even came out and said, I wanted Josh McDaniels. That was the guy I wanted. I think, and I could be wrong on this, but didn't they say he like picked him up at the airport or
Yep,
something like that?
yep,
That was legitimate, right? So like
yep.
again, why would he want to get rid of the guy that he wanted to bring in when the offense is producing? And again, Mike, you and I can agree the offense is miles ahead of the defense as far as
Mm-hmm.
like where we thought they were going to be versus where they are now.
Which is crazy.
I know. Like, you're going into the playoffs being like, you're going to have to win with your offense. Like, And that's not what we thought this season was going to be. We thought they'll slowly progress, lean on
Yep.
the defense, and win a
Run
lot of
game.
these, like, yeah, win a
Mhm.
lot of these, like, 20 to 10 type games. But it's like, no, they're putting up 28, 32, 42. Like what? It's just
Al, let's call it what it is. In the AFC, what other offense would you say is better than the Patriots offense? I'll
the
tell you right
bill.
now, my thoughts is nobody. But
The Bills only when Josh Allen's like Superman mode. That's it.
okay.
That's
So
it.
you pick a team, but then there's a caveat with it, which I agree with your
Correct.
caveat because I think
Correct.
when Josh
Correct.
Allen is on, I think he is arguably the best quarterback in the league. He has not
Yes.
been on this year, and I think that's kind of like you can't really deny that fact anymore. I'm not saying he can't pull out a good game because he clearly still can. He did against you, against the Patriots in the second half a couple weeks
Yep.
ago. But it
Yep.
is crazy to think that right now, as we sit, I cannot uh, like without any asterisks or anything, I can't tell you an offense in the AFC that is better than the New England Patriots. And that is a testament to two people, Josh McDaniels and Drake May. Obviously, a
Yep.
bunch of other people are involved, but when you have those two, Josh McDaniels has put a lot on Drake May's plate. And if you're a Patriots fan, you've seen the progression talk that's been going on for the last couple of weeks and how much is actually on Drake May's plate. And the fact that he is doing it and answering questions and asking McDaniels the right questions, and he is obviously solving the riddle that is a Josh McDaniels offense.
Mhm.
Like you could not ask for a better duo, and you couldn't ask for a better coach to lead everybody moving forward. It is fucking insane, Al, that the Patriots are in that we are even talking like this about the 4-13 New England Patriots from the last couple of years. Like
Zoop.
it
Flip that
is
around.
in you have literally flipped it around and you are going to most likely do better than that. You're probably going to go 14-3. It is crazy. Well, actually, no, that's the same thing. What am I saying? But still, like
I
that.
no, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. It is insane that the Patriots are this good. I don't want to hear anything about you know, any sort of favorite coming out of the AFC unless the Patriots are in that conversation. Because if we are being brutally honest right now, assuming everybody plays how they're supposed to play, the New England Patriots should be considered a Super Bowl favorite moving out of the AFC. And I'll be honest with you, they should be considered a favorite ahead of the Broncos. The only reason the Broncos are considered a favorite more so than the Patriots is because they're the one seed. If the
Right.
Patriots were the one seed, they would be on the graphic you see everywhere on ESPN, CBS, Fox, all that. The Patriots would be the number one team in the AFC. The only reason they are not is because they're not the one seed. And I think
I
the
know.
Bills game against the Eagles is going to bump them down. So I don't even think the Bills are going to jump ahead of the Patriots there. There is no reason. I shouldn't say that. There is no unique reason other than just your general reasons you can give every team that the
Mhm.
Patriots cannot make the Super Bowl this year. They
I
do
think
not
they,
have one.
if everything falls right for them, which I think it could, they got
Mm-hmm.
a shot. They do
Yeah.
have a shot. Um, Quick side note, offensively, can you name the Patriots offensive player that's played the most snaps this year without looking it up?
Is it Bradbury?
It is Garrett Bradbury. Good
My
job.
man, my man.
You
I props to Garrett Bradbury, man.
I know. And we all thought this year that he was going to be the weak link on that offensive line.
Yikes. Yep.
Remember that? Like
Yep.
we saw him get released by Minnesota and we're like, "Oh no, like the Patriots are probably going to sign him.
Like, oh
This isn't
no.
good." Sure enough, they signed him and we're like, "Okay, well, Drake May, you better cuz don't forget too, this was also right after David Andrews retired and
Yep.
like,
Yep.
cuz and I'm just saying like we're gonna imagine here, Mike. Just imagine with me for a second. Imagine if David Andrews was playing on this team this year in that center
I love
position.
David Andrews. Every time he's on his podcast with Brian Hoyer, he says at least once a week, and Drake May is why I wanted to play again this year. And I hate it, man. But like, I'm not going to say I wish he was here because you don't know what would happen. But dude,
Right.
it'd be great to have David Andrews in at center too. But
I
Bradbury's been
know.
awesome,
He has been.
surprisingly.
Surprisingly, yes. David Andrews has been good on 98.5 with Zolak and Bertrand too. He's
He's
on
very
every
good, dude.
Monday.
He is very good at this job. Like I know, and he says it a lot too, where like he didn't know if he was going to be good at this or whatever, doing the whole like radio podcast gig. He's very good. And he's very kind of like level-headed too. Like he's not like a Patriots honk. He's not like a Scott Zolak, but then he's not like your Tommy Currens or your Ben Bolins, where like they're going to critique the team kind of unwarrantedly. Like he's just
Right.
very even keel with everything. Because he even said he said or going into the Ravens game, coming off the Bills loss, he said he didn't know if the Patriots had a winning culture. And like he wasn't even saying it in a bad way. He was just saying like I hope they do. I think they do. I haven't seen it. And he saw it against the Ravens. Another offensive line guy we got to talk about, Ben Brown, signed an extension with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Props to him, man. With that big ass Gronk like cast on his shoulder, on his elbow that he plays with every week. Ben Brown, man, you put him anywhere, he seems to play well. I would say he might have been one of the only bright spots coming out of last season. Like Ben Brown was good. Props to him. Hearing him talk about the Patriots, he loves this team. He's the type of guy you want. He's like your depth piece starter in a pinch, as we've seen. Patriots fans love him. He's not someone who's gonna. I equate him to almost like Ted Karras, where a lot
Yeah.
of Patriots fans like Ted Karras, but Ben Brown has assumed that role. But yeah, I didn't know that about Bradbury, by the way, that he was going to be that he played the most snaps. I just figured center. I don't think he's been injured, so I took a shot in the dark. But that's funny.
He has only missed, I think, 8 snaps this year, and that was in the
Oh, man,
final like couple minutes of the Jets game that just happened this past Sunday.
man,
Literally, like
damn.
crazy, isn't it?
Dude, also, I mean, we got to give props to, and again, we will get into the Miami game. It's not going to take long because I don't think we have much to say about that. We got to give props to Morgan Moses too. The big thing about him coming into the year was what he was going to miss games. He's only going to play half the season. Blah blah blah. To his credit, other than when he had to take a shit halfway through one of the games a couple weeks ago, he has been relatively healthy. He's had his veteran days off during the week, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's missed any games. Has
He
he,
might
or
have
has he missed one?
might have missed like
Maybe
one, something like that.
it's
I'll check.
that.
I'll
See,
check right now.
but I think that's even a testament to how good he's been, like, and how healthy he's been. Where we can't be like, oh yeah, there was that 4 game stretch where Morgan Moses didn't play. You had to throw Caden Wallace over there, or whoever else, Marcus Bryant, and it didn't go well. Like Morgan Moses, props to him. I think he's what 33, 34, which is crazy because
Yeah,
like
no.
that's my age and people think that he's old in the NFL. And like, I get it because my knees don't work anymore. So I understand.
He's played
Um,
so I was wrong. He's played every game this
he
year.
has. Okay. Okay. Because if you told me, like you kind of said, when you're like, I think he missed one, I would have believed it. But I think it was because he did miss some practice games, some
Yeah,
practice days. But
right.
yeah, man, props to him. Props to Michael Wenu. Kind of, I know Liam hates him, but he's playing well. I mean, the offensive line, they're not perfect. They were never going to be going into this year, but they have exceeded expectations just like this entire team has. Yeah, dude, I can't say enough good things about this team. It's great to see they're playoff bound. We knew that already coming into this week, but I mean, they're division champs like that. It's crazy, man. Like meet the new guard, same as the old guard. Like that's kind of where I'm at with them. Before we get into the Dolphins game, do you have anything else you want to housekeeping stuff? Anything you want to throw out here before we get into that?
Not really. I mean, I'm just so excited. Like the Pats are AFC East champs,
Dude, it's
and
fun.
they're gonna be at worst a 3 seed. Like it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
It's crazy. I giggle like a little schoolgirl, and I think like I don't know, like I know like this year, a couple years, and like you said you didn't want to get into like dark stuff. Things Years are just tough for people, and it's
Yeah.
crazy how much the Patriots being good can kind of buoy your mood here and there.
Oh yeah.
It's nuts, man. And like I know it's a very like sappy thing, but like that's New England sports. Like
It is.
you don't get this in other places, like a Cincinnati. Like I know that they like sports, but it's not the same. Like Florida, they don't give a shit. Like it's just New England sports is different, and I hope that every player playing understands that how much like they mean to the region. I mean, shit, we got Drake May's wife doing Bakemas, and like she's a celebrity in New England now.
Right. It's
Like
crazy.
you have all of New England bumping Cardi B music now. Like she's sitting there saying that she'll die for the Patriots. She wants all the smoke. She's walking off from the Ravens game. saying she wants smoke with every other fan base. Like
I
it's
know.
crazy. It's crazy to
Let's
see.
and just to because I know Mike, you're a baseball guy like I am. Like I know we're a Patriots podcast, but like we like other sports and stuff too.
Mhm,
Just to like go to that point about like New England sports uplifting. Look at the last, literally the last 5 years, from 2021 to 2025. Patriots go to the playoffs. Mac Jones's first year. That same year, the Red Sox go on their run to the ALCS and bow out in
mhm.
six to the Astros, which they probably should have gone to the World Series, but that's neither here nor there,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Then in 2022, the Bruins have that record-setting year. They lose first round to the Panthers, but still, that team was so much fun to watch because they won pretty much every night.
Mhm,
The Celtics finally break through and win a championship in 2024. And then in 2025, the Red Sox go back to the playoffs and the Patriots go back to the playoffs. So,
mhm,
like, it's still fun. And like the three sports cities that I can think of that genuinely care, I think about all their sports are Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. And I'm talking New
mhm,
York City, not just the state of
mhm.
New York, but like Boston,
Yep.
New York City, dash New York, and Philadelphia.
Mhm.
Like
I
what
I
other
might put Philly in there. I mean,
that's what
no,
I
no, no.
said.
You said Philly, Chicago.
Yeah.
I might put Chicago in there,
Okay, so four, Chicago. Yeah, I'll give you Chicago. That's
but
fair.
that's it. That's probably it.
But even like the Blackhawks have been so bad for so long. Like I don't know if they really care about that team. Then you got the two baseball teams and like
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't fight you if you were just going to keep it top three. Yeah, I definitely
yeah,
wouldn't.
I'll
I think
throw
I think
Chicago.
Chicago
We'll
is a
say top
great.
four. We'll say
I,
top
I
four.
think it's a great sports city, but where we are right now, I'm with you. It is Boston, it's New York, it's Philly. Did you see if they were to redo the divisions, which I guess is like a rumor they're thinking about doing in the NFL? The Patriots division would be the Patriots, the Jets, the Giants, and the Eagles.
Yeah,
That's what that division would be, dude. That would be nuts.
I
Those
know.
teams, those fan bases would kill each other. But no, I agree with you though. Yeah, I mean Boston, like they've been one of the best sports cities in the country. I mean, I would still say they are the best because I think when the Patriots are good, when the Red Sox are good, when the Celtics, when the Bruins are good, their respective leagues are better. And you can't say that about a lot of teams. You can about New York teams and you can about Philly teams. That's about it.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. And I think we needed this year after Tatum going down in the playoffs last year
Mhm.
after the Red Sox kind of sucking it up last year a little bit, kind of underwhelming a little. I think we needed this from the Patriots, especially with kind of like the Bruins are playing very well right now, but still like with them kind of in their in between phase. I'm happy the Patriots have kind of taken the reins and said, "Hey, we'll make a playoff run while all you other teams kind of figure your shit out." So
Right. All
props to
right.
the Pats.
Let's get into this Dolphins game because we need to get through this and give our pick and then get out of here.
I mean, dude, there's not like I don't know. It's Dolphins at home. Who is it? Quinn Ewers. Quinn, how
Yeah.
do you say his last? It is Ewers,
Quinn
right?
Ewers. It's simple. You stop Devon A Chain. Like
Yep.
that's the guy you focus on. You put Gonzalez on Waddle, and then that's really it. If you can get a pass rush, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I think this game, the only difference from this game and the Jets game, I think the Dolphins score a little more than the Jets. I don't think a lot more. I think instead of 10 points, maybe the Dolphins score 17 points. And I
That's
think
what I
one of
was
those
thinking.
is in the fourth quarter. I think the Patriots win like 38-17.
I was
That's what
going
I'm
to
going to
go
say.
a little closer. I was going to go like 27-17 just because could
Mm-hmm.
be late in the game, like, and the Patriots pull their
Yep.
starters and then they give up a late touchdown, whatever, and
Yep.
Miami backdoor covers. Patriots are 11.5 point favorites in this game going in.
Jeez. I don't hate it though. I
I
don't
don't
hate it, man.
either.
I think this Patriots team is on a mission. I don't think this is going to be like you mentioned before, one of the teams that kind of stumbles a little bit.
Mhm.
I would take that all day. I think the Patriots are out here to prove a point. I think we saw that in the Jets game where the Patriots were going to concede, but then Mike Vrabel said, "Okay, we're going to beat the shit out of you before half, and coming out of the half, we're also going to score another touchdown." Just to remind you that you will always be the little brother in this division. I think the Patriots do the same thing against the Dolphins. Yeah, I like that 11 and a half. I would totally take that. Like, do you think should that be the bet? Just the Patriots and the points, or
Do you want to take it or do you want to just do something like, I don't know, just like Drake May passing yards or whatever? Let me see what it is really quick before I before
I'm going to
we
assume
lock that in.
it's probably like 240 or something,
They
right?
haven't even put him up yet,
Yeah. You
but
know what? I would just go simple. I do take the Patriots, whatever it is. It's 11 and a
well,
half.
we'll say 11 and a half with an asterisk saying if the line changes, we go with the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if,
Yep.
if it changes, whatever Patriots and points, whatever it is, come Sunday. Because we're recording
Yeah.
this on the Monday after the Jets victory.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's a good one. I think the Patriots pull it out. I think they go 14-3. Crazy to say. I think you're going to see it similar to the Jets game where I don't think the starters play the whole game. I think the Patriots are up at the half. Maybe they score coming out of the half, and then that's when you see them sit down. I think you see Josh Dobbs. I think you see some Epton Chisholm. I might lean with you though. I don't think you see Milton Williams.
I don't
But I
either.
do think that Will Campbell plays, like you mentioned as well. I think Alex Austin even gets some play in the second half as well. But yeah, I like this is going to be. It's a 4:30 game, by the way. It's the second
Yeah,
window.
425. Yeah.
Yeah, 4:25. So just kind of programming note there. Yeah, and then we'll be on here next week to kind of break down, what's going on. We're gonna be talking about playoffs, baby. At
I
that point,
know.
it's either gonna be, listen, what games are we watching this weekend as the one seed, or we're gonna be breaking down a goddamn playoff game, which is crazy. Any thoughts on the Miami game before we kind of leave? Like, did you have anything other than just
Just
gonna
just
win?
get out of it. Win, just like the Jets game. Win and get out healthy. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, and I think they do. I think we've seen it. Vrabel has this team ready to go. He has this team brainwashed that they haven't done anything good this year. Like,
Right.
he has them convinced that, like, we still have 6 games left to play or 5 games left to play, whatever it happens to be. So yeah, we'll see. I think if I have to gun to head, Al, who do you want to win between the Chargers and the Broncos? If you had to pick.
Chargers. Get
Yeah,
the one
right.
seed, get the rest.
Yeah. I'd be cool with the 2 seed and whatever, but if you can get the 1 seed, man, that's just the cherry on top of a great
Yeah.
season.
You're
So
cool with the 2 seed if the Chargers are the 7. Then you're
yeah,
cool with it.
exactly.
If the
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And that'd be a great game to break down because I think it'd be cool to see Justin Herbert come up here and, see us kind of put belt to ass with him. But
Yep.
yeah, so this was Talk Cool Takes. 1 game left of the season. Season went by way too quick. That's what happens when it's a good season. Last year felt like it was a slog. This year feels
Mhm.
like a sprint. Liam will be back next week, so we'll kind of get his thoughts on everything, get his announcement if he has one, which I'm sure he will.
Mhm.
So yeah, it'll be a good week next week. Hopefully, after another win, Victory Monday. We love it. We do not get sick of Victory Mondays. So we're talking playoffs next week, guys. Playoffs.
Playoffs,
So
baby.
playoffs?
Playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs.
So for Al, for Liam, who is here in spirit, enjoy Ireland, my man. I am Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes. We will see you guys next week. Sweet feet.
AFC East champion. Sweet feet.
There it is. AFC East.